Alright y'all, so y'all seen the title of the video. You already know why you clicked, alright? There's two main submarines we're going to be looking at today. It's going to be the prototype, which is like a giant mod. That's the mod we're going to look at second. The first one's going to be the ARCHON. Those are the two submarines we're going to look at. Before you like load up the prototype though, you do have to like select it in this like title screen. So you see how it says like regular Subnautica, then you do prototype sub. Just, you know, make sure you do that when you load the mod up. Let's hop in. This mod is still super buggy though. Alright, so here's the first submarine we're going to be looking at today. This is called the ARCHON. This is like a really luxurious, super detailed, and also super large submarine, because if I spawn in the Beluga, it's like almost the same length as the Beluga. If not the exact same length, then it's pretty freaking close. I think the Beluga is actually a little bit longer because the tail is bigger. But the most striking feature on the outside is obviously these like lights and like lined lights it's got all over, which look really cool. And then if you turn it at nighttime, it looks even better. And the lights, there's lights on the front and back, which I actually find to be quite interesting, because have we seen any submarines with lights on the front and back? I think that one like super hyper realistic submarine like the Abyss, I think that was the only one that did that. But that was it though. And these fins actually kind of move whenever the submarine moves, which is actually kind of cool, because I think the fish are pushing it around right now. If I push it, we can see it a little better. Yeah, when the submarine moves, those fins move with it, you know, to sort of indicate, you know, sort of like how planes, the fins and tails on the planes move around and stuff. So nice attention to detail there. The outside just looks really sleek and just awesome altogether. Like, I ain't got much else to really say. I mean, y'all see how cool it is. I don't think I have to go through and like explain every individual detail about the outside. What the freak happened to my Beluga? And there's two hatches. There's one on both sides. You got these little circular things. These are the hatches. There's one right there and another one right there. So let's hop inside. And the hatches do open. Attention to detail. We love to see it. Boom. All right, and as we can see, it's got a really sleek, luxurious aspect to it. It's almost like you got a little limousine in here, with all this like wood finish all over everything, and then the yellow slash sort of gold. What would these be called? Gold rims? I don't know. I don't know what it's called specifically. So obviously this is the bridge, and also a really cool detail about the glass is you can see like those like hexagon sort of textures to it, you know, as it sort of lights up and whatnot, which looks really nice. And another, again, attention to detail. I think it actually gets more and more like the closer you get, because there's also glass down here. Let me see. Okay, no, never mind. I'm just stupid. Okay, my fault. You can just barely see, like if you shine the light, you can just barely see the hexagon, like the little hexagon textures on the glass. So it's like all over it, but the lights just come through occasionally to sort of give it that futuristic feel, which looks really cool. So we got two docking bays. I think this thing can hold 2 vehicles off rip, which is more than, you know, the majority of submarines can hold. The Beluga can hold 2 submarines, but it can only hold a sea moth and a prawn suit. You can't hold like 2 sea moths in one like you can in this submarine. We got the batteries over here. Okay, this thing runs off of 12 batteries, so I hope you got a lot of power cells for this thing, because I don't want to say it's going to drain power cells, but you know, if you got to recharge it, you're going to go through like your entire inventory in power cells. Come around to the back and we got this big old water tank. It's called a water tank, but I'm pretty sure it's just an aquarium, like the alien containment. We got some nice concept art, I guess, or like wallpaper of the submarine itself, which is cool. Like, it just looks really nice in here. It's like I just stepped into a cabin, like a luxurious cabin in the woods. We got a bioreactor back here, which looks completely different than any other bioreactor that you would be able to put down. Stairs. Got some more room back here. There's a lot of room to do whatever the freak you want in the submarine, because you can build in here, though it might be a little buggy because this is still like a beta version of the submarine. And then we have this massive map. Okay, so the main, you can walk on this map too, like it's glass right here. It makes it easier to like look around and see what's around you. So our submarine is highlighted in red right here, which is really cool. And then the overall map is black and white, which is different than most maps, because most maps are like blue and they sort of have that like fully holographic, I guess, feel or look to them. But this one's more like, I guess, 3D in a sense. It's still like holographic, but you know, it just looks a lot different than most maps. And I guess the underneath part would be to see like cave systems and stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Got this little patio that overlooks the bridge, and then there's the seat right there, though the seat is not finished, because again, this is still the beta version of the submarine, so it just looks like a red laptop. You got the upgrade panel. Then can hold 8 upgrades total, and it does have its own upgrades because it does have its own fabricator, as you can see, the ARCHON fabricator in the interior module section. So let's just build it on the ARCHON. If I can put it down, dang. I've seen what the prototype looks like, and I think objectively speaking, not objectively, subjectively speaking, I feel like this looks better. Like it just has a cooler vibe to it. I feel like the prototype is cool, don't get me wrong, but like, you know, this is something else, I feel like. So the base depth for this thing is 300 meters, and then we got Mark 1 depth module increased it to 500, Mark 2 is 1100, and then Mark 3 is 1700, which is basically the same depth as the Cyclops, I believe. And it's got teleportation modules, which is enables ARCHON emergency teleportation. At least one module of this type must be installed. What do you mean must be installed? Like it has to be. So that's emergency teleportation. I'm guessing it'll just like teleport you to a random spot. We're gonna test it out anyways, but you know. And then there's the regular teleportation module. So basically you just, you know, you set a spot that you want to teleport to, and then later on you can just press the button again and teleport back to that spot. Then we got the docking module Mark 1. I think this can stack, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that's how I'm reading it. I'm reading it as if it can stack. And then you got the repair modules down here. Self-repair basically lets the vehicle repair itself, but not by very much. So it's still like, you know, kind of balanced for your use. If you want to use it in survival, I guess. Unlock. Okay, and it's got quite a bit of range to freaking collect the vehicles too. I mean, it's all the way over here. On the upgrade panel, let's put in 3. Yep, max vehicles dock change to 3, 4, 5. So if you put all docking modules on here, you can have 8 vehicles. This thing is like a freaking underwater I was gonna say aircraft carrier, but that's not right. It's like an underwater submarine carrier, basically. That's freaking awesome. You can see it can hold a lot of vehicles, but the vehicles kind of just disappear because it was talking about like space-time. It's defying the laws of physics, but you know, this game already does that, so it don't matter. So it shows you how many vehicles you got. I have 1 out of 5 CMOF class. So if I just hit next, it'll go to the next vehicle that I have docked in here. And it also shows the health of your vehicle, the charge it has, the depth, I mean, like, and what's in the storage. Pick it again. We have another CMOF. How many CMOFs did I put in here? All right, there we go. Now we got the Echelon class. Let's see what driving it is about. So, okay, I'm in third person. So similar to the Echelon. Oh, what the heck? Wait a minute. So there's a first and third person for this thing. So if you use the scroll wheel on your mouse and you scroll in, you know, it'll take you as close as you can, which is this like first person view. And then if you scroll out, you can go all the way out here. They sound kind of ominous, don't they? You know, that sounds like a spaceship. That is full spaceship sound effects. Okay. This would be really good for like, oh my gosh, like these modded submarines would be so cool. Like an expanded Subnautica type universe, you know, because like the base game isn't gonna have enough stuff in here for you to like fully utilize this submarine. Because like what I'm thinking is like you take it into like a deep sea area where there's a ton of resources and you just deploy vehicle after vehicle to harvest the different resources and stuff. Like, oops, I got stuck on something. It said like with the other teleporting thing, I'm trying to use the A one, not the emergency, but I'm trying to use the other one because it said like you have to place a portal down and then you press it again or something. Okay, it said recorded location. So it should teleport me like all the way back there, I think. That is sick. What's the emergency one gonna do? I'm guessing it's just gonna teleport me randomly around the map. Don't pick a bad area. Yep, okay. Just teleport you to a random spot on the map. And the sounds are different like each time you teleport, it sounds like. Because the first time it most certainly did not sound like that. Let me try it one more time. Yeah, it's got different sounds each time you teleport, which is cool. All right, well, either way, this is the ARCHON Submarine, a very nice, luxurious looking submarine, but it's also like really, I want to say functional or practical, because like there's a bunch of things you can do with it. All right, well, I think if we're done looking at this submarine, wow, this looks super cool at night. That is thumbnail material right there. All right, if we're done looking at this one, we can go look at the prototype, which is the main anticipated one.